All right. Good evening, everybody. Let's do a brief audio and visual check. Give me a few seconds to get everything set up. How's everybody's day? How is everybody doing? How's everybody's day? Time to buy the dip. I requested my first payout. Congratulations, Ken. Someone says echo. I'm not hearing an echo. Saw me on X. I had a nice day. Thanks, Martin. I mean, yeah, if you're following on the socials, you know. So let's get started. It's Tuesday. Tuesdays and Thursdays are a little bit of a short. A few minutes early. Let's take a look at the YouTube chat. As always, there's that top step risk disclosure. Everything that I go over, everything that we go over is for educational purposes only. It's not financial advice. It's not a signals class. And yeah, education. That's what we're here for. Become a better trader, become better traders. And this is a great community. Now, it's Tuesday, Wednesday night price action. Technical Tuesdays. I have a good one for you. I have a good one for everybody for Technical Tuesday. I mean, this is going to be one for the books. This is going to be a Technical Tuesday. So if you missed today, man, I feel bad for those that missed today. Hopefully they'll catch the recording if they missed this. But yeah, let's take a look. We're going to do a top-down analysis. As always, we do the same thing every single night. It's repetitive, it's boring, but it's consistent, right? Consistency is key when it comes to trading, when it comes to finding consistency, right? It's doing the same thing over and over again. Very repetitive, as you can imagine, like shooting free throws. Michael Jordan, how many free throws has Michael Jordan shot? Do you think it was repetitive? Yeah, it was. And any professional athlete that's very good at doing one thing or doing the master of whatever they do, it's repetitive. They do the same thing over and over again. And so that's what I do here in slow markets. We start with the NASDAQ on the daily, then we zoom in, and then we'll switch over to gold and we'll do the same thing. And then we'll see if there's any good trade setups. We'll talk Technical Tuesdays. I have a banger that happened during my VIP. Shout out to my VIP. If you are in my VIP team, let me know in the chat. Big shout out to you guys. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm going to be talking about. We had one heck of a banger. Like, probably the best trade of the month. Trade of the month for sure. Came in the middle of my VIP. We've been doing a hangout. We've been doing a hangout session. So a 1 hour kind of just chill and hang out, listen to some music, just talk, watch the markets, trade, and then we'll do a class. Yeah, how to be in your VIP. Tune in, Topstep TV. You'll if you missed the drawing, every season there's a drawing, and there's a select 50 that gets to be in my class. But there is 11 VIP teams, and so 50 members per VIP team, and they get some nice benefits like free accounts, free resets, no activation fees, some of that stuff. So let's get into it. Let's start on the daily chart, as always, on the NASDAQ. Well, how many red days in a row have we seen so far here in the NASDAQ? I'm counting 5. Are we on number 6? Maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Does that mean anything? I don't know. We haven't seen a losing streak like this for quite a while, right? Usually they're very rapid. Here's maybe a little bit of we're back in February, and then usually it's like 3 days, 2 to 3 days, and then it's over. So I think we might be getting to the end of it. If I had to take a guess, I'm going to go ahead, and one thing I wanted to do, it's Technical Tuesday. Here's a technical thing that I like to do sometimes is I'll measure these pullbacks. And we'll take a look and say, well, since we pulled back, how far have we pulled back? How far do we get to? Do we have room to the downside? And we're just about there. We are just about there. And the nice thing is that we're at a technical level I was pointing out that this is a nice area of support and resistance here on the daily. So this is definitely a level to be paying attention to. Now these are zones. These are zones. They're not exact number. Like they're not. It's not an exact level like exactly this, right? This is a nice zone of support here on the daily. Daily, it's a big zone. So let's zoom in. So we're going to zoom into an hourly chart. Let's zoom into this hourly chart, and then we could start to break it down a little bit better. So those were the zones I point out on the daily. And now we could zoom in. We could start to fine tune it a little bit. You can see how I'm drawing out these nice support and resistance, right? Support, support, some resistance right here. Support, there's some consolidation, resistance, support, consolidation. There's some major support. So this is a major level. Will we, like, how's the market going to react around this? I don't know, right? Market could do its own thing. We could just break through it like it never happened. But you can see that today we did get some support and resistance around there so far, which kind of correlates to like what we were seeing before. And now tonight we're already breaking down near this lower end. So we're seeing kind of this lower end come into play. Like maybe can we see 390s, 380s? But this is a nice zone to pay attention to. Saying buyers, you know, we've stepped in here before. Can buyers step in here again now? Sure, right? Can we have another flush that we've seen right here? That's a possibility. We've seen that flush down here through these 300s, and then we've seen that rally back in August 7th. Can we see a flush there too? But at least now we're at an area or a nice zone right here where we could start paying attention, saying, okay, this is an area of interest. I'm now going to start looking for a reversal to be buying the dip, or at least looking for some type of market structure that could signal, hey, this could be now is the time to buy the dip. We've had a nice sell-off, right? Nice, 5 days in a row sell-off. Am I going to look for a dip to buy for us to go to all-time highs? No, not yet, right? I'm not looking for this market just to go straight up and go to all-time highs. I'm just going to look for maybe a pullback, right? At a minimum, just maybe we just get some type of pullback to come up and find and maybe test an area of resistance. So maybe this market does bounce, find an area of resistance, bounce, find an area of resistance that could be targets. So just going through some technicals. Here on the hourly chart, we have been breaking down. So let's zoom in. Now we're going to zoom in even further. We could zoom in even further. Now let's take a look at tonight and today's price action, and then we'll take a look at gold, see if there's any trades. And then the second half of class, I want to go over the Technical Tuesday trade of the month for me, basically, and a banger from a technical standpoint. And so my VIP team knows. They know exactly what I'm going to be talking about. And man, it's a good one. It's a good one. So you don't want to miss out. Trust me. It was textbook. It was a setup that you kind of just wait for days and days for it to happen. I didn't take full advantage of it, but enough to just it was good. That's all I could say. So tonight it looks like we did open up right around this area for tonight's price action. The buildup is crazy. Come on, I'm getting better at marketing, right? Building that anticipation, prepare for the climax of the slow market segment. So, and it looks like we kind of just sold off, right? We broke this New York session lows. We held the lows. We're not getting really much of a bounce here. I mean, we're kind of just going down and to the right. Is there any trade setups? No, not yet. Not yet. This market is bearish. Obviously, we're continuing to sell off. I think it's kind of just a waiting game. It's a waiting game. Let's just see what happens. I'm not seeing any big reversals on the hourly chart. I'm not seeing big market structure on a 5-minute chart. So I think it's just being patient, seeing if we could get some type of a reversal, some type of a pullback to maybe short back down. So nothing's really going on in the NASDAQ. Just waiting, having that patience. Let's take a look at the news now. News, not much going on tonight. Tomorrow is going to be kind of a not too crazy of a news day tomorrow, which is Wednesday. I'm going to be on Fast Markets with Barron. We'll do a combine counter update, all that good stuff. But we have euro inflation. Will that affect the NASDAQ? Maybe, maybe not. FOMC minutes, that could bring some movement, but remember, these are just the minutes. This is not the new meeting. This isn't a meeting, so it's not going to be as crazy, or typically is not as crazy as the regular FOMC meeting and decision. So these are the minutes. There might be something surprising in the minutes, that maybe something changed. Who knows? But kind of a light day tomorrow for it being a Wednesday. We have some Fed speakers, obviously headlines that could come out that could move these markets. So Wednesday's a pretty chill day, but we have inflation data coming out and jobless claims coming out Thursday. So maybe we see a consolidation day tonight and tomorrow as a Wednesday. That could be a possibility. So yeah, look, we broke down. We hit these 390s. We got those to those 390s. So gonna just stay and watch and see if there's an opportunity here in the NASDAQ. We're already down, 0.3% here in the NASDAQ. So while we wait, let's go take a look at gold. Let's take a look at the daily. Okay, gold on the daily. Let's see, we consolidated there. Now we just broke down. We have this big level of support. Can we flush down to these 330s? Sure. But we're getting down, more to the extreme level. So is there more room to the downside? Sure. We could see gold come down and test these 330s down here. You can see that there's buyers stepping in at these areas. So it's like, will I be too surprised if we just start bouncing? No. Is there more room down? Yes. We kind of just broke through that. Let's zoom into the hourly. Maybe there's some more, a clearer picture on this hourly chart. And remember that trade last night in gold when Jay was on? It worked out. That gold trade that I had going last night, it eventually worked out. We got up to these 880s. We got up to like these 89 level. That 89 was my target from last night. We hit it. Unfortunately, I was not in the trade when we hit that one. And then it looks like we just sold off throughout the New York session. Sold off down into these 3350s. And where are we at tonight? I could see some more downside. There's nothing indicating big reversal, right? It's like big reversal. No, I'm not seeing that yet. Maybe gold could come down here into some of this price action. Maybe we could see gold come and test 3348. It's still a little ways to go before I'm saying, okay, there's a decent reversal, maybe towards these 3348s. We are continuing to push lows still. Similar situation as the NASDAQ, right? Just being patient, waiting, seeing if we could get either continuation and looking for a reversal, or we get a pullback and look for a continuation back to the downside. There's not really much of a setup really in either of these markets, and it's not like it's clean price action. It's not where you typically see up continuation, pullback, continuation. We're seeing it just kind of chop and then drift lower, right? Like that's not very clean price action. It's difficult price action, at least from my point of view, right? We talk about zombie rallies where the market doesn't really pull back. It just, goes up and then kind of drifts sideways and goes up and then drifts sideways. It doesn't have a major pullback. I think we're just kind of seeing the opposite of that, where we're just, going down, not any deep or big pullbacks that we could sell. We're just grinding lower. So patience on both ends. Same trading day. Where to resets? What do you mean universal? I have found no correlation that I could rely on. They all go rogue. Yeah, I don't rely on correlations. I've heard there's traders that love correlation, and they see it a little bit differently than I do. Let's go. Yeah, I don't see. Yeah. That's why it drives me crazy. Whenever I see traders talking smack on social, be like, Dakota is short gold because or bought gold because he didn't want to embarrass himself shorting NASDAQ or something. There's no correlation, dude. Like there is nothing. You see gold selling off, NASDAQ selling off. Sometimes markets correlate, sometimes they don't. The reasons behind that, there's a variety of reasons. I'm not one. I just like to trade price action. I'm a trader. I'm a technical trader. I'm a technical analysis, and if both markets are going down, that means both markets are going down. If one's going up, another's going down, then maybe they're invert, like, right? It changes. It changes. How did you do today? So yeah, let's start going over to that. We still have about 13 minutes to the top of the hour. We do see a spike in volatility near the top of the hour. And maybe we could see some movement here on gold. I'd love to see a nice flush down here to these, 49s, and maybe look for a reversal on gold. That's what I could look for. But let's talk about statistics. Let's talk about my trading. Let's talk about the trade of the month. Look, we're getting a bounce there in the NASDAQ. But this is the trade of the month. It happened in the middle of my VIP team. And in the middle of my VIP session, man, it was a nice one. It really was. And I have no words for it. It's Technical Tuesday, and I'm here for it. Let's get some. Do we get some music on? Do we have anybody in the chat for my VIP team? And while I'm doing that, let's do a hashtag slow markets. Hashtag slow markets. I posted a few awesome things on the socials. There's my Twitter. You could do a hashtag slow markets and tag me in that. You could also go through and see what I posted. Few nice things in there. And then let me get this. Give me just 1 second while I get this one set up. And there is the Insta, the Gram, the Insta. I've been active on both, trying to get active on both of those. And so there's the Twitter. We can do hashtag slow markets. There's the Insta. I'm going to go ahead and keep that right there. And the question you get, how do I join the VIP? So Topstep and Topstep TV has a drawing each season. And every season there's multiple VIP teams, right? For example, let's say there's 11. There's 50 traders are selected per VIP team. So I have 50 members in my VIP team. They were drawn during the drawing, and at the end of the season, I lost my train of thought. At the end of this season, then there'll be a new season, right? So this is season 3. There'll be a drawing for season 4. So if you stay tuned, watch, enjoy season 4, when it comes, you'll be able to put your name on the hats, sign up for the drawing, and then you'll be able to get into one of the things, hopefully, right? It's not guaranteed, though. Probably going to wait to the top of the hour. Yeah, we still have about 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Drawing, during the drawing, all the D's. This is one drawing, Mo. One drawing. So let's go over this. I'm excited. This is the best technical price action I've seen, or at least I traded in a while. Okay. Today, this is the NASDAQ. I was trading the NASDAQ today. We had that nice sell-off, a little bit of consolidation, and then the market chose a direction down and to the right. That was the direction this market chose. Nice sell-off down and to the right. We got a pullback. We got the pullback. And this is where the trade was. This is where that setup was. And from a technical standpoint, I'm going to line this up because I have a 100 tick chart. I have a 100 tick chart that I look at when I'm trading. So I want to line this up because I want to show you the way I was seeing it, when I was seeing it, and how I took the trade and why I took the trade. So here is that same pullback on the NASDAQ, right? So I'm going to draw this. We had that pullback. See the drawing over here on the right, on the 100 tick. Here's the 5-minute chart on the left. Okay, so there's the same setup. There's the same price action. 100 tick chart, 5-minute chart. So beautiful setup here. We have the pullback. We had consolidation. But we had I had a technical setup, right? We pulled back. We have met regular. This is perfect market conditions in terms of like we break out, we pull back, we break out, we pull back. Double top. First one, double top right here. Double top, showing signs of weakness. We failed to break higher, right? That's the very first one. Failed to break higher. made an equal low. So now we are putting in a nice, solid, very beautiful support and resistance. You see these drawing over here on the left-hand side? They look ugly, but it looks cleaner over here on the 100 tick chart, right? So then we had a pullback. Head and shoulders, head and shoulders, right? We had a lower high. We came back down, and I got in short. I got in short on the break of this neckline, the break of this support. Got in short right there. Very clean trade, and took profits. Took profits down here on the retest of the low. So I took profits somewhere here in this level. So that was a beautiful, clean setup. Beautiful, clean. Mike Pratt says, BS. BS. I got receipts, bud. Let's show these receipts. We got receipts here. I always have receipts. We got the receipts. We got the meats. Oh, look, you can move lines. You can move lines like that. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Look at you guys. Look at the chat. Look at the chat being drama. There you go. There you go, chat. So anyway, going back to this lesson. So there's the beautiful drawing, my beautiful technical Tuesday drawing, and there it is. There it is. There's that technical, and this happened in the middle of VIP. This is a VIP. We had that beautiful technical. I got in short, 549 quarter, and look, I covered. So I was pretty accurate with my drawing, right? That's not too bad. That's not too bad where my drawing and my memory. So I always struggle with my memory. Not too bad. Not too bad. Wait, where'd you go? Where'd you go, Michael Duhamey? Michael Duhamey and Mike Pratt. Where are you at? You come in the chat, you drop that, and then I show the receipt, and you disappear. Yeah, I saw that. You saw Dakota do it. Drop trades. You were in my VIP then. You saw me do it. Yeah. Yeah. So here's the thing. I keep my balance and my max loss limit and this blocked out because when I'm trading, I don't want to pay attention to that. I try my best not to pay attention to my balance. I try my best not to pay attention to the P&L. I just want to trade. I just want to focus on the process. And if you really want to see that stuff, like I said, just tune in, follow on Twitter, on Instagram. I show it all the time. I showed this earlier. We have, look, there's witnesses in the chat. So, but yeah, that's basically it. Hey, Ambience, I've invited anybody on Topstep TV who wants to trade. Ambience. Let me see. I think I even sent out an on-air casting call if you want to join. Casting call if you want to join. So, any questions on this? Any questions on this? This was the first setup. This was setup number 1. All right. This is setup number 1 for this. Ready for setup number 2? So after we got out of that, here's the second setup. Here's the you like the casting call? Yeah, maybe I'd do your interview. I'll do your interview. Okay, I'm not going down that route. Okay, let's just focus. Let's focus on these charts. Technical Tuesday, we got to focus. We got 5 minutes to the top of the hour. Let's focus. Setup number 2. Setup number 2 here is, guess what? Support becomes resistance. So there's setup number 1. Everyone sees that. Everyone knows. Good stuff, right? Setup number 2, same thing, right? We know that this is the nice level of resistance, support, resistance. Setup number 2, anybody guess what this was? We rally. This is a pullback. Where do we pull back to? Where do we pull back to? We pull back to a level of resistance, right? It was resistance. Resistance became support, not once but twice. We break down. Sure enough, resistance or support became resistance again. So this is the trade. I locked myself out. I'm like, okay, this is enough. $1,000. This is copied by 5, so $1,000, so $5,000. I'm at $15,000 in these XFAs, combine counter. So we had this pullback. So, during this, I'm like, okay, I'm locked in a great day in these XFAs. So what I did is I just, I whipped out my personal account and I took this trade in here. So oh man, I just gotta love it. Just love it. So I did take this trade and I took this, in front, like, yeah. I gotta keep a straight face, chat. What? Okay. Anyway, so sure enough, resistance became support, and I'm looking for a break of low of days, break for low of days, and over here on the 5-minute chart, the idea is, getting in short, trying to build a short position at this level of resistance, and then looking for a push back down to session lows, and then, New York session lows over here, and then looking for a push back down to these 490s and break of a new low of day. So I was locked out. I went ahead and I did this. This is the executions on this account. Okay, this is the executions on this account. And you can see there's the technical analysis, right? Same setup, same chart. I built a position at that level of resistance and yeah, sold off, closed out one at the retest of the lows, closed off the other 6 as we broke through and hit these, 490s. And yeah, beautiful day. I wish every day could be just like this. Unfortunately, it can't. We just take it as it goes. This is part of why it's important to manage risk, right? Trade for tomorrow. Today might be a really crappy trading day, but as long as I can trade for tomorrow, some of these setups that just like, wow, that was super easy. Like, wow, how was this price action so clean and easy today? And this might be the only setup that is like as simple as this with the power of hindsight, right? Power of hindsight makes everything easy, but these simple, straightforward setups that work out, like the opportunities present themselves, and you're not going to see these opportunities every single day, but every once in a while, maybe once or twice a week, that's what we trade for. We look for these setups from a technical standpoint. At least I look for these setups from a technical standpoint, and there only might be a small handful of them that show up once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week. And so this was just one of those where I was able to take advantage of it in these XFAs in my personal account, and it was a beautiful setup. That was a beautiful example of technicals and using technicals in trading. I mean, there wasn't any indicators. There was nothing fancy. It was just pure basic support and resistance, getting in with the trend, right? The trend was down and to the right. We're breaking supports, going with the trend, building a position. Yeah, that was it. Beautiful technical Tuesdays. I have 2 top step ready for activation. Any more downside to the sell-off? Yeah, maybe, right? You never know. You never know on more downside to this. GK did well today too. Good. Let's go to my question is, how do you know when these trades are happening? It's difficult, right? Because you only know after the fact. You only know after the fact. Like after the trade set up, after the price moves, with the power of hindsight, you're like, okay, yeah, that's simple. You go back and you look at technical analysis, you're like, yeah, that was simple. Support become resistance. And even later on during power hour and later on in the day, right, this was a major support zone. We broke down support. We came back. We tested it. Guess what? Support became resistance. And yes, after the fact, it's easy to go back and say, that was support. We broke down. We pulled back. Guess what? Support became resistance. And then we continued. But in the moment, trading it in the moment while we're right there, we don't know, right? Because there's many a times where this market, instead of continuing the trend, it just goes straight up, right? It goes straight back up, and you're shorting at resistance, and the market just keeps going up. So it's very difficult in the moment to react and execute and manage a trade. With hindsight, it's easy to go back and see. However, just understanding basic technicals, there's breadcrumbs, there's little like clues that you could use, like how I was using this 100 tick chart to identify wherever that was. Where was it? Like this, right? That pattern, to be able to say, okay, you know what? Maybe we have this double top. We're making this nice level of support. And then as soon as we start breaking through this support, boom, there's the entry, right? There's the entry. Of course, we'd love to get in at a better price, but it's just looking for that on these smaller, like it's more zoomed in, can help. Remember, nothing's 100%, and everything has risk. You just never know 100% of the time, and sometimes it can be difficult, but trying to find a way to be consistent. Looking at this one where I was just saying, you know, this was a major level of support, we broke it, and this became resistance. Was there any clues here that could have led us to say this is resistance and to short it? And I guess, yeah, with hindsight, you can come back and say, well, look, we tried to break higher, we failed to break out, and we sold back off. So maybe there was some clue in here that you could have used to get in short. Maybe it's a break of support. Maybe we broke this pivot. Maybe we, like some traders might use like a VWAP or an indicator. Like that's what trading is. We find a way to be able to do something consistently and repetitively and manage the risk to have a positive expectancy. Now, talking about positive expectancy, let's take a look at some statistics, and then we'll take a look at gold. So these are my XFA statistics. This is the Combine Counter Challenge that I am doing here with Topstep on Topstep, me and Baron. So $3,000. Remember, this is times 5 because it's copy traded 5. You know, I'm at $15,000. Trade win percentage 56%. Average win versus average loss. It's about a 1-to-1. Positive expectancy. So I am now done with, what is this? How many days is this? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So day 7. Day 7, I'm right, just 56%, 1-to-1. Going through some of this. My average hold time is about an hour, a little over on those winners. So still having a pretty good one. This is where, man, worst trade. $2,300. That was a big mistake on my end. Best trade, $1,100. You could see that big mistake was I think that was my very first day. I don't know. That was the worst day. That was a big mistake on my end. But going through, it's pretty uniform. I hold a lot of my trades for a longer period of time, right? But there's my days. There's my week, my statistics, right? 1,200, 1,600, 800, 1,000. I remember all this is times 5. All this is times 5 because it's copy traded. One more day, I'm eligible for a payout. I'm eligible for a payout in one more day, and that day only needs to be $150, correct? So there we go. $150 tomorrow on Wednesday. I'll be eligible for a payout. This is Combine Counter. This is Combine Counter 10, right? My second try. So far, 10 combines. If we want to do the math, I know traders love trader math, right? 10 combines at $150. So far, you know, $1,500. I've spent $1,500 in combines to get to this point, plus the activation. The activation, you know, for each combine, it's what? 150. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So there's my total expense. My total expenses to get to this point is $2,250, right? Second, 2 tries, copy trading, 5 combines, $2,250. You know, 10 combines, 5 activations for my 5 XFAs. I've kept my 5 XFAs active. My total costs right now, $2,250, and my total profit is 3,000 times 5, so 15,000. I mean, we could finish doing that math, right? 15,000 minus my expenses, some fun trader math. And so far I'm up 12 grand, almost $13,000 in trading and this combine counter challenge. Now, one more day I could take a payout, right? One more day I could take a payout, and then I'll go for 5 more days, look at taking another payout, and try to keep consistency going. I'm going to keep trying to do the consistency. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm gonna suffer a drawdown. I mean, I did my very first day. Maybe a few of these days are gonna be red. You're gonna see the ups and downs. Maybe I struggle and I don't get to a second payout. I don't know. That's the journey that I'm on here, doing this combine counter on Topstep TV and for everybody. So you could see the journey, how I navigate this trading. You could see the statistics. You could see the trading, and see what it takes to maybe get to a live account. Yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm enjoying the heck out of this. Some of it's stressful. Some of it's, fun and all. Yeah, but you get to see it all. You get to see it all. Anyway, so yeah, there's that. And then I was going to show this. Talking about quality over quantity. Quality over quantity. So here's this one. I want to go over this. This is kind of how I have been trading for August. So just so everybody knows, I am a trader. I've been trading for over 14 years, through high school and college. My trading pays my bills. Okay, it's paid my bills. I joined Topstep in 2023. So 2 years ago, I joined Topstep as a coach. Been working with Coach Jay since. It's been fun, and I've absolutely loved it in the community and what we've built here at Topstep. But I trade for a living. Stocks, options, and a little more frequently futures. This is my personal account, and here's some statistics that I wanted to go over because it's Technical Tuesday. I went over statistics on that. Let's go over some statistics on this. Some of this is unrealistic. I am doing it, so I guess it can be realistic, but it's above average, right? This is better statistics than what I typically look at. But I wanted to stress something that I talked to Hoag with. I had a phone call with Hoag. I talked about it when I was on Topstep TV yesterday, and it's the importance of quality over quantity, taking higher quality trades instead of quantities, right? So like just taking trades. It's something I struggled with. It's something that I'm happy I'm doing this combine counter with, because I've been able to practice. I've been able to practice this in my personal account, but then it's been a little bit more difficulty. It's been not a little bit, maybe it's been a lot more difficult for me to practice this in the Topstep accounts when I'm on air, because when I'm on air, I have the pressure and I have the audience, you guys, everybody here in the audience, looking at this, watching, and it's like, okay, I'm going to place a trade. So I just wanted to show this alongside of the combine counter statistics, quality of trades, right? You go through this. I shared this on social media, so nothing's hidden. It's all here. But one trade, right? Here was the first week of August. One trade. I didn't trade Thursday, didn't trade Friday, right? The following week, one trade. Yeah. And so just one trade. I know Thursday, one trade, it was a $150 loss, and I didn't even place another trade. This week, two trades. One of these trades, I flipped the contract. I accidentally, that was a fat finger by me. Go through, you see the $30, right? So it was basically one trade on this one, and the one where I fat fingered it. Same thing here, two trades. So the importance of quality, right, over quantity. So when you see me on air and I'm not trading, or I don't have a trade going, and it's like, well, what could be better? What could help you? It's like trade more, play. No, that's wrong. I've had conversations with Hoag. I'm working on my day trading here at Topstep in this combine counter challenge, and that's it. Less trades, less is more. Less trades, when you do have a trade set up, focus on it, take advantage of it when it's there. And then you don't have to trade every single day. You don't. We're traders. Trading is optional. It's a get to. Instead, it's a get to kind of job, not a I have to trade kind of job. And so this is what I wanted to show. I'm like, man, this is a good example. I wanted to show it's less about the dollar amounts, right? 26,000. Okay, that's great. My expenses are like $4,000, $3,000 a month. Anything above my expenses, like my cost of living, like rent, phone bill, power bill, food, right around 4,000 total. Anything above that, I just put it back into stocks and options and longer term investments. So I basically covered that the first week. And then anything else, I'm just like, okay, we're doing it that way. But the main goal is just being very selective. And I did this. I analyzed my trading on these Topstep accounts. And that was the biggest difference. In my personal account, I was only taking 1 trade a day at most, 2 trades. And I wasn't trading every single day. Look, didn't trade Friday the 1st, didn't trade Thursday, didn't trade that Friday either. I might not even trade the rest of this week. But that was the biggest difference when I was analyzing these statistics. I was having conversations with Hoag, I was having conversations with Jay, was how many trades I was actually trading in these in like here at Topstep, and then in the Combine Counter Challenge versus what I was doing in my personal. Like, why? What's going on? Why is there a disconnect? I'm a professional trader. I trade for a living. How am I struggling on air versus like, why am I doing good on this personal account? And I really needed to match that. And outside of like the emotions and everything that I've already went over, that was it. That was the main thing. And so we're going to see how this goes. I'm going to take less trades, higher quality trades. And if I do see a setup that's like, okay, it's not bad, I'm going to talk about it. Maybe I put it in on a practice account. I could talk through it, walk through where stop loss would be, do some education, but focus on that. And while I'm here, look what I just seen. Look over at the DOM. We scroll down just a little bit. And look at that, 400 contracts, almost 390 at 380. That's an interesting thing. So, any questions on that? I was happy to share that. I shared it on the Twitterverse. I shared it on social media because it's important. It's very important. It's something I've been going through, and it's something that maybe somebody out there, somebody in this in class, it will help you out as well. So. Let's watch and see what happens. Will this market sell off and go fill it? I don't know. We're going to see. And let's take a look at some hashtag slow markets. Hashtag slow markets. Let's get through some of these. Jeremiah, process over profits, baby. Turn my account around to hopefully get this XFA back on this month. Love it. 283. Nice work. Keep it up. Remember, the XFA is not blown. Size down, grind it out. Green on the screen. Rick, 164, green on the screen. Enjoying slow markets. Love it. Rick's always there. That big loss made you human, coach. What big loss? I've had plenty of big losses. I've had plenty of big losses. I've lost my biggest loss this year was like $250,000 unrealized. Back when the tariff headlines were hitting. Let's go through. Everyone loses. Yeah. Hey Dakota, if I made 1,000 USD profit, how much could I get paid out? It's a stupid question. No question is a stupid question. It depends, right? If you're eligible for a payout and you made $1,000, you could withdraw half of that. Damn, I'd be pissed. I mean, it depends on your perspective, right? Like, if I take a $200 loss on this account, it's not a big deal. Gosh, I forgot that one. How do I see that 400 order rating? That 400 contract? Well, this is level 2 data. Level 2 data. And look at that. We just slammed. We just slammed that right there. We were up at like 403, 402. Can we see another push lower? That's tempting. It's tempting to take a short here. It is very tempting to short this right now. The great sell-off. Now, this is not the great sell-off. This is just a pullback. Slamacito. Well, so far, it's just a pullback, right? Is this the start of something bigger? I don't know. Not much to lose. I mean, I'm tempted to short this. I'm going to be honest. I like this short. And I'm going to do it with micros. Let's get into this with some micros, shall we? See if it'll get me filled with... I like this major support that we have at 93. All right, let's get a push. Let's get a push. See if I can get a little bit of a... little something something here. Nice level of support that we're trying to break down below these 90s. Let's see these 380s. If not, I'll just bail out. I'm risking $100. Risk 100. Love the micros. This is a breakdown trade. So if we go, I want to go now. I want to see it just break down, like follow through, momentum, some Momo. We need some of that Momo here. We'll get some of that, some music. That's what's missing. 50 micros. No, this is 5 micros. Did I say 50? Do I think it's possible to be profitable by only trading prop accounts? Yeah, I think so. I think you do need to... Oh, this isn't the music. This is not... 1 second. We got to get the right vibe here. Okay, so let me get back to that question. So do I think it's possible to be profitable trading only prop accounts? So my answer is yes, right? And then I think the goal for somebody trading a prop firm is to find consistency, be able to take payouts, and then eventually get into a live account and open up their personal live account and be able to trade that way. Because to me, I truly believe that prop firms should just be a stepping stone. Prop firms are a stepping stone, in my opinion. But let's get it. Let's get it into these 80s. Too bad I didn't fat finger minis, huh? Brush my hair with a balloon. Oh man, I know. My hair's been a mess. I need to go to I need to get a haircut. Don't judge me. This is a judge-free zone here in slow markets, okay? Wow, it's dropping. How do you know? Technicals, baby. Technicals. DBA concepts. We're getting it. Support becomes resistance. Yeah, we listen and we don't judge. Come on, yeah, we got to do that. We got to get a group together here for slow markets. Me, Jay, Baron, Mo, Andre, Hoag, Eddie. Let's get a powwow together. We listen and we don't judge. House account. Has to count rules. We listen. We don't judge. Yeah. All right, I'm not liking this. I'm bailed. I'm out. Minus $6. Yep, I wanted that follow through right here. We did not get it. We might get it now, but that's not what I like to see. I'd rather not have the risk on. I could have taken some profit. What was that? 5-6 points, but there wasn't enough meat on the bone. I bailed on that one. Risk manager minus $6. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ. Is that big order still there? Yeah, I was looking for it to go fill that 380. We did not even make a run down there, which is fine. That's okay. Someone says paper hands. Hey. Gold is not really doing much either, huh? Gold's not doing much of anything. What a chop fest here. Yeah, I got the 100 tick over here on the right hand side. Run 100 tick on the right, 5-minute on the left. Charts are 10-second delayed. Not that I notice. I'm not seeing these charts delayed at all. You want the Nikkei? Gold should be flying. Oh, I tell you, well, what we think is going to happen and what actually happens could be two very different things. That's for sure. You can always get back in. It's cheaper. Well, you know, if it keeps going up, it's going to keep getting cheaper to get back in short, right? Oh, the YouTube stream is... There's a delay on the YouTube stream. I want to watch that order. Let's see if we can get this big contract filled. Let's see. I want to watch it. If this market will go down to this big contract, this 380, question is, will it fill it or are they going to pull it? Yeah, we're probably going to get the continuation. I'm fine with taking a $6 loss. I didn't like what I saw. Notice, Coach Dakota chart says number 4 on the leaderboard on his charts. What are you looking at? You didn't tell how you can see that? Is it level 2 data? Level 2 data. Uh-oh, we're going to go fill. Took a minus $4. Yeah, minus 6. Man, no dinner for me tonight. No dinner for me tonight. Oh, let's see if we go fill this 300s. This 390 contract. Will we get it? And pulses, which way? Yes, trying to get yesterday's low and down NQ. I'll probably be easier to take the next leg down on the ES. Yeah, I'm watching. I think this is going to be interesting. If we get filled here at 380, it's going down quick. Oh, you mean this leader plus 4? Yeah, that just means I'm copy trading. Yeah, this account is a leader of 4 accounts. Yeah, yep. I'm trading this account, and then there's 4 accounts being copied. Yeah, that's all it means. Yeah, no soup for me. No. That's okay. Minus 6. I'll take minus 6 any day. Thoughts on the short NQ? Well, I just tried it. If you short here, everyone would say, why are you shorting the lows? But then what if it keeps going lower? Okay, let's see. New low. New session low right there. Uh-oh, Felipe. Yeah. No. The way it works is when I'm minus 6, I only count 1 account. Because that's all it's showing, right? But then when I'm green, I times it by 5 because it's copy trade 5. But you're right. It's actually 6 times 5. So I'm down 25 bucks tonight. You gotta point that out. Psychologically, I'm only down 6, okay? When I post on social media, I'm only down 6. But then when I'm green, yeah, I'm up times 5. Smart. Yeah, rock soup. Just trade one account, no copying? Well, that's what I'm trading. I'm trading one account, but then it is, the platform's copying. Where's the heart rate tracking? Tomorrow morning, tune in. I have the heart rate monitor on fast markets. I got in at 403. I'm in with 10 micros, taking some off at 330. Oh, you're going from like 100 points. Michael in the chat. Just go for a quick mini hundo. Yeah, just jump in with one mini. Just go for it. I mean, what is it? It's $150 now here at Topstep to qualify for a positive day for a payout. It used to be 200. It's now 150. What's my highest heart rate from trading? I don't know. It's probably got to like 110. But I don't know if it's from trading or the conversation on air. The music is tilt inducing. This music, this is a vibe. This is definitely a vibe. It's a vibe for sure. How's Baron's XFAs? You're gonna have to tune in tomorrow morning. Me and Baron are on tomorrow morning for fast markets. You get to 160 beats per minute when you're trading. Oh man. Gold dropping. I'm watching NASDAQ. We're watching this 390 contract. See if we see what happens. We got to 82. We're going for it. Did I buy a car yet? No, not yet. I actually don't remind me of my procrastination. Okay, I'm enjoying the rental car. I need to get a car. Let's see. They haven't moved that order yet. It's still sitting right there at 380. You love when I'm on fast markets. Thank you, RW. What is my rental? It's a Chevy SUV. I don't know. I miss my Honda Civic though. But the little SUV has more space. I'm not getting a Lambo, RC. Nope. There's not enough space in a Lambo to put what I need in the car. And no gas mileage. What happened to the Honda? Got in a car wreck, Flyer Jim. The car ran at a red light and hit me and totaled his own car. My Honda ate it for breakfast. All right, let's see. 81 quarter. Are we going to see this get filled? Lambo is the grocery getter. Surely it doesn't get filled. I don't know. Let's see if they're going to pull this right before we get it filled. David likes this music. Oh, partially filled. Partially filled. You see that? You see that? How it came down and it filled 64 contracts right there. 64 contracts were filled. It's like a wall. Right, he hit up against it. He's filled 64. We just bounced off of it. Oh yeah, Honda Civic. This Honda Civic. Only thing. Oh, they pulled it now. They pulled that order. I wonder if they didn't mean for those 60 contracts to get filled there. I wonder if that was a mistake by them. They're like, whoops. Whoops, that was not supposed to get filled. They got 60 of those contracts filled at 380. Now it's gone. Bro fell asleep. Something happened. They're like, oh crap, they're gonna get filled here. It's gone. It's gone. Well, it almost got filled. Let's take a look at gold. What's gold doing here? Doing a whole lot of nothing. Who are they? I don't know. Nobody knows who they are. But whatever who they might have been pulled the 300. They did. Joe Back says, with the contest, you have to take 5 payouts with 5 days of 150 PO. This contest could go for months. We don't have to. And the plan was that this contest is going to take months. That's the plan. You don't just jump into a... you don't just get a live account in a couple weeks. This is a journey, right? It could be 2 months. It could be... like, that's what this is supposed to be. Transparent trading done right. It's a marathon, not a sprint. There goes the NASDAQ. Just keeps on going. I was short. I paper handed it for minus $6. The big day. How did I get into trading? How did I get into trading? Soldier Trader says. Well, when I was like, man, I don't even know. I was like 8, 10, 11, 12, 8, 9, 10. Well, yeah, I think I was like 8, 9, or 10. And I remember just being so fascinated with how much money people were making in financial market. I remember Jim Cramer. Yeah. My mom actually had a Jim Cramer book. And yeah, I grew up in a very small city. Grew up in a very, very poor environment, I guess. Everyone around me always just living paycheck to paycheck. Everybody worked hard, right? Coal mines. There's a lot of coal mines in the area that I grew up. And I'd always just watch everybody just go to work their butt off. And then finally at like age 14, I started to really understand what it was. Like, okay, what is this? I don't want to be working paycheck to paycheck. I don't want to bust my butt off at a coal mine every single day to not have money. And so that's when I was 14 is when I really started getting into it and understanding like, hey, this is not just some craziness and people just being rich. Like, this is what it kind of is. It's kind of like trading, and it's financial markets. You put money. Started learning about penny stocks. I got signed on to my mom's Scottrade account. So if you're younger than 18 years old here in the U.S., you could be signed on to a parent's account. And so I was signed on to my mom's Scottrade account. And then I would just do chores. I would plow snow, and any money that I earned, I would put it in the old Scottrade account and lose it in penny stocks. And then the more I knew, the more I kept putting into it. And then then I did something that nobody should do, and I guess it was more common than I thought, was I got a Pell Grant. I got a Pell Grant, and what that is no, it's not illegal. No, it's not illegal. It's not illegal when you're doing it under your parent or guardian and you're signed on there. So I got a Pell Grant when I went to college, and what that is you get money to pay for college instead of using it on what I probably should have done, and that was for the books and all that, or the dorm rooms and living expenses. I put it into the market. That's when I started learning about options. Yeah, I evolved from penny stocks to options. Penny stocks are good for a good time, not a long time. It was ups and downs, right? It was ups and downs. I found some success, some losses. It was never consistent, though. It was absolutely not consistent. I started finding consistency when I was like 21, 22, 23. I started to realize that there's no get rich scheme. And I started to become better at stocks, and I started like, okay, you know, this is definitely a marathon, not a sprint. I'm not going to put my money into some penny stock and make millions. So it took me quite a bit of time to find consistency. How old am I now? Guess. Guess. Let's see. I love that when everyone guesses, because they always guess younger. You're also a Pell Grant recipient. I'm 19 years old. Oh, and no, it's not illegal. You could have a custodial account at age 16. You just get signed on by your parent and guardian, and it's like, hey mom, I like this stock. It's a custodial account. But as soon as you turn 18 is when you can open up your personal brokerage. It's like, yeah, right out of high school, you got 20 years experience as soon as you finish college. I'm 31. I am 31 years old. Non-stop selling? We just keep going down here in the NASDAQ. Like just 5 minutes, just consistently a grind lower. Is Coach short or long? Can anyone tell me? I have zero position on. I am not short and I am not long. We are watching the NASDAQ sell off. It's a slow grind down. You love this music? You love Latin music? We're schlong. I gotta repeat that. We're short and long. We are schlong in this market. We just keep going down. Richard Harris says, my dad put me in front of the charts early on because I'm a math prodigy. Any level that you're looking to buy? Not tonight. Not tonight. I'm not looking to buy these markets tonight. Tomorrow we have inflation data. Tomorrow's Wednesday. So there's not too much going on tomorrow. Thursday we have inflation data. Tomorrow we have some Fed speakers. But Jackson Hole is going to be kind of the key point of the week outside of inflation data on Thursday. And, of course, the initial jobless claims. And then going to be interesting this Jackson hole. We have Jerome Powell, Fed Powell, that's going to be giving some comments that's about the Jackson hole, and that's going to be kind of what everyone's talking about, unless of course a headline comes out about Trump or tariffs that might take over this week and move the markets. But the markets are currently selling off. Now remember, everybody, remember this. I will be on air tomorrow morning, me, Baron, for the combine counter. Of course, Doom's going to be there. Doom's been trading it up. Doom's been doing really well in his live account. Love it. Of course, Hoag, Jack, and Andre. Tomorrow morning, be there. Be there. Do an update on this combine counter challenge. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and lock myself out until tomorrow morning. I think that's the right thing to do for me. Let's just lock myself out so I can have these fresh combines tomorrow morning when I get on air with the team. And then, of course, going through this, I mean, Coach J, James D for the trading with Topstep, and then Yo Pops is going to be for lunchbox trading. Hoag and JD, and yeah, this is obviously an audience favorite. It's been a while since I was on the. Let me turn this music on. It's been a while since I was on Top Quiz. It really has. I need to join Top Quiz one of these days. But Jack is gonna be hosting Bonnie on Top Quiz, followed by the rising star Chad, Andre JD, and then what do you call it? Mandy F, the fellow trader, scalper, Mandy F is going to be on for Power Hour with Dobie and Andre tomorrow. But yeah, big one tomorrow. Fast markets. Me and Baron. Doom, and I need to get a chair like Doom does. Not even looking at the charts now. Nope, I'm locked out. We had that big sell-off right here. I was short from up here somewhere, but we just kept grinding down. Gold's not really doing anything. I went through my stats. Gold's actually starting to rally a little bit here. Yeah, gold's starting to bounce. Starting to bounce. Maybe if we could break through these 59s, we could see a move back up to maybe these 63s. Let's wait and see. It's a wait and see. I'm locked out. It was a good day, everyone. It was definitely a good day. Whew, man. Tuesday night. Also, tomorrow afternoon, actually. Tomorrow for slow markets, Coach Jay is going to be joining me. So if you've missed it, Coach Jay and I, we've been doing trading statistics review. If you want me and Coach Jay to review your trading statistics, tune in tomorrow for slow markets. The way you post it, I showed everybody. Come over here. You click on share on the top right-hand side. Click on share. There's the link. We'll give you the instructions tomorrow during slow markets. It will be into the Top Steps Discord in my channel, or maybe even doing this hashtag slow markets on the Twitter. Like I said, my Instagram's pinned to the top of the chat. And yeah, throughout the updates, I've been updating social media. If you have any questions, tune in. I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning, if not tomorrow night. Take care, everybody. Good night.